Every League star, I think, it wasn't this hard to level last League, was it? It was, we're just so used to leveling gear. So we need to find strong skills that will carry us until our normal endgame skills feel good. In this guide, I've done the heavy lifting so you don't have to. We will be leveling with Poisonous Concoction. I strongly believe this is one of the strongest leveling skills out there, now that Spectral Helix has been nerfed heavily. Okay, so this is how we go about it. In the Twilight Strand we use Burning Arrow and Pierce. Against Hillock, Pierce doesn't do a lot for us, but Burning Arrow sets him on fire and then we can just kite him until he goes out and then set him on fire again until he dies. Once he's dead, get a Caustic Arrow from Targly for the quest reward, and we're going to use Caustic Arrow and Pierce. Most of our links are going to be green. We want a green item as soon as possible. I had really bad luck finding these. I even had to use a chest piece, which I don't like doing because it slows you down. After you complete the Breaking Some Eggs and the Medicine Chest quest, we're going to head back to town and we're going to buy the following. We're going to get Shrapnel, Ballista and Dash as a quest reward from Targly, a Quicksilver Flask and Volley as a quest reward from Nessa, and then Onslaught we're going to buy from Nessa. And out of these skill gems we're going to make our first 3 link, which will be Caustic Arrow, Volley and Onslaught. Once we have vanquished the Dweller of the Deep, we're going to get less multiple projectiles from Nessa as a quest reward and then buy Decoy Totem from her. We are going to level the Decoy Totem, but we're not going to use it yet. Link the LMP to Shrapnel Ballista for our second 2 link. Now bear in mind, unlike normal totems, Shrapnel Ballistas allow you to cast up to 3 at once, so keep hitting it until you've got all 3 out. This in combination with our Caustic Arrows will make light work of Brutus. And once he is down, we will head back to town. And we're going to pick up Precision from Targly. After we enter the Cavern of Wrath, we're going to take the waypoint straight back to town before going on for Merveil. And you guessed it, we're picking up Poisonous Concoction from Nessa as a quest reward. And if you're level 12, we're going to switch straight to it. For this, we're going to need to drop Caustic Arrow, Shrapnel Ballista and Onslaught, and the Bow and Quiver. You're also, if you didn't pick up Shield already, going to pick one up from Targly. Ideally, this will be one with a movement speed buff to offset the penalty you get for using a shield. One of the great reasons to use Poisonous Concoction is you don't have to mess around with upgrading your weapons all the time while leveling, because you don't use a weapon. Instead, we can boost our damage by using a Life Flask. So instead of upgrading your weapons, get the best Life Flask you can each time you see a vendor. Now because it uses your life flasks, this can cause you to run out when you actually need one. That's why we get the replenishing remedies cluster as soon as possible. And now a word of warning. If you pick up a normal weapon, Poisonous Concoction will cease to work. And if you're like me, that will normally lead to your immediate death. You can easily prevent this by switching off auto-equip in the menus. Our new one and only 3 link will be Poisonous Concoction, Volley and lesser multiple projectiles. And to destroy Merveil or any other boss for that matter, we're simply going to drop our Decoy Totem to distract them, and then throw lots of Poisonous Flasks at them until they die. No more changes to our skill gems until we kill Fidelitas in Act 2. Once he's down, we're going to pick up Herald of Ice as a quest reward from Roost, and we're either going to pick up Herald of Thunder or Herald of Ash, depending on which sockets we have free. There will be no more skill changes until Act 3, however we are about to pick a Keystone on our tree, and this requires some management. But before we talk about that, bandits. And before we talk bandits, if you found this video useful then please tickle that like button, it'll like it a lot. And if you've made several visits to my channel, why not subscribe? And now back to the bandits. We are going to help Alira, because she's scary, and because she gives us lovely resistances if we do. Towards the end of Act 2, we're going to pick up the Precise Technique Keystone. This gives us 40% more attack damage, providing that our accuracy rating remains higher than our maximum life. Precision will help with this endeavour, but we do need to check both before upgrading life. Now it should be noted as well that this also prevents us from dealing critical strikes, so if your endgame build is crit based, you're going to have to roll this off before switching. Okay, we're now in Act 3 and we've just killed Piety in the crematorium. Pick up Poacher's Mark for the quest reward from Maramoa. So why Poacher's Mark? One of the big problems with Poisonous Concoction is as the links increase, it starts to use a global crapton of mana. Now Poacher's Mark gives us mana and life on hit, which means we can sustain even against bosses on a 4 link, a 5 link, or even a 6 link. Speaking of a 4 link, our 4th link for Poisonous Concoction will be added cold damage. And if you get the elemental nodes underneath the tree, even though we can't crit, we can still freeze and chill, which is massive for survivability. Now if you're going to continue to play Poisonous Concoction once you get to Act 6, I would suggest picking up the following items. Pick up Mark on Hit at the end of Act 4. This will automate the application of Poacher's Mark. And trust me when I say this can prevent your death. We're also going to drop Herald of Thunder or Herald of Ash and replace with Determination. And what goes better with Determination other than Molten Shell? And then we're going to part exchange our Dash for Flame Dash. which is so much better. And it really is that simple. This will take you all the way to maps with no problems at all. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Ascendancies. And luckily for us, all of the Ranger Ascendancies have a movement skill perk. For Ranger, this happens to be Rapid Assault, which gives us always up Onslaught. For Pathfinder, it's Nature's Adrenaline, which gives us 15% increased movement speed and 20% increased attack speed during any flask effect, which is like Onslaught, only worse. And last but not least, the Deadeye. It has Gathering Winds. And if my maths are correct, and they may not be, I think if we get maximum stacks of Gale Force, this also gives us the same effect as Onslaught. The major bonus, of course, of having almost Onslaught without having Onslaught is that you can get Onslaught again, which of course you can't do with the Raider. With this knowledge, what are you going to create? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.